still got a lot of fire left in me. Losing friends and
Good evening, everybody. You didn't know, but this is actually karaoke. No, I'm just kidding. Are you in the right place? So this is the Why Not You, Why Not Now Zoom. So if you thought you were in the wrong place, you're not. You're in the right place. I'm going to keep my eye on the waiting room while also introducing myself and kicking us off. So this is a recorded Zoom. We would love to have your cameras on and your mute on. And whenever you're ready to talk, you'll unmute, or I can ask you to unmute. If at any point in time you get muted by me, don't take it personally. I love you. I just get very easily distracted and I'll be like, ooh, who's at your door? Ooh, somebody's got a cute little puppy. Let me see your puppy. So if you get muted, always know you can unmute. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started because we have a hard stop at 8 o'clock. My name is Melissa Yoder. I'm an elite executive manager with Labri Pure and Natural, and I eat, sleep, and breathe Labri. I just think this company is the bee's knees. I love it, love it, love it, and I can't stop sharing it. So we're here tonight to listen from a few other Labri consultants, who they are, where they're from, and why they use Labri and why they're a Labri consultant specifically. We have a very amazing opportunity coming up here at midnight or tomorrow if you're an early bird. You can join Labri for $1. So the reason we want to share these stories is because we are loving what we're doing and we want to share that with you guys. It's unlike anything I've ever done. So I'm in Buda, Texas. I'm a mom of two. Ellie is 4 and Xander is 18 months. And I used to be a public school teacher and I loved it. I love teaching. Some of you I know on this call from when I taught in Del Valley at a Title I school, but I was tired and I needed something for me and something I can do while I was also a stay-at-home mom. My first year in 2016, I made $9,000. Pretty awesome for a side business, 9,000 extra dollars being a stay-at-home mom. And in 2020, I made $91,444 with Labri Pure and Natural. So if you don't think this stuff works, I mean, look at me. I'm just like you guys. I'm a 30-year-old mom with 2 kids with a teaching degree. So without further ado, we are going to hear from some pretty incredible people. Like I said, I'm going to keep my waiting room open over there and I'm going to share my screen to help introduce our very first speaker. Can y'all see my screen okay? Okay, awesome. This is rolling nice and easy. Please know that the chat is open. So if you want to say anything in the chat, go for it. This is not one of those calls where you have to be like silent and lonely to yourself. We do want this to be interactive. I would love to introduce our first speaker. She is near and dear to my heart. And if anybody doesn't have tissues handy, just go ahead and get them now for the rest of the call. I'm pleased to introduce Nikki Dold. She is a Minnesota gal, snowbird at heart, and she is a wife and mom of 2. Pulling up my waiting room here. She has only been with Labri since August 2020, and she is a senior consultant. So Nikki, do you want to go ahead and unmute so I can ask you a few questions?
Sure do.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
Thank you for the introduction and letting me be here tonight.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks for your courage and speaking your truth. All right, love. So tell us, why Labri?
So my sister introduced me to Labri. She shared some samples with me. She just said, you got to try this stuff. It's amazing. I was using a different direct sales skincare that was a lot more expensive and a lot out of our budget. And so she shared some samples with me. I will never forget the first time I used the cleanser on my face, and it felt like silk. And I was hooked from that moment on. So she would gift me the trios and the skincare as I was able to get them from her. And I had actually been praying for about 6 months for the business opportunity because I felt pulled and pulled to LeBri, to this opportunity. And in August of 2020, they offered the $1 virtual consultant sign up, and I brought it to my husband and I got him on board for $1. And I jumped in, both feet, eyes closed, and went for it. And it's life-changing. Everything about it is life-changing.
So you joined for $1.
I did.
You joined for $1. And do you have any idea how much income you've made since joining for $1?
I do. We got our tax form this past week and it was $1,000.
Whoa, you turned $1 into $1,000.
Yep. And that doesn't even include when you're doing the business, you host your own parties. I probably had about over probably $500 to $600 of free product for myself and my family also. That doesn't include any income that we get. So
like Hostess rewards,
Yeah.
Fast Start and 50 rewards. Cool. Yeah. LeBri has the most generous Hostess and new consultant programs. It's like, why wouldn't you want to give this a try? So you said briefly, like, okay, $1 changed your life. LeBri's changing your life. Can you talk to me a little bit more about any connections or the sense of community, anything like that?
The amount of support that LeBri offers to their consultants in terms of training, in terms of rewards and rewarding you for your hard work and how you do your business is like no other company that I have ever been a part of. Our team is so, whenever I talk about our team, I talk about them in terms of they're my LeBri sisters. They're my family. Like, I have never felt this connected to people that I have never met in person before. Yet.
Where's my tissues?
Stop. I almost lost it once.
We're 7 minutes into the call and we're crying. So I mean, that part, it's really hard to put that into words, right? Because we can say like, I have found my family, I have found my people, but until you experience it, it's really hard to put into words. I have an easy question for you, and this one will not make you cry. What's your favorite LeBri product?
I have to pick just one? You didn't tell me that.
Sneak question. Okay, you can pick two.
Facial peel and body butter.
Yeah.
Those are my two favorites. They are incredible. They're my two favorites.
The facial peel made me a LeBri believer.
A lifer.
A lifer. Once you go LeBri. Well, Nikki, thank you for sharing your story super quick in a nutshell. We've got a lot of speakers tonight and you did that. We've got a minute or so. If you were to tell any stranger walking down the street about LeBri, like what's the reason that you keep sharing LeBri? Because I'm sure you've heard no's, and I'm sure you've had people tell you like, oh, that's MLM, blah, blah, blah. Why do you keep sharing these products?
Because I believe in them. I love them. I love the people. I love the experience. I love everything about this opportunity. And if you feel even the littlest tiny hint of curiosity or spark, follow that feeling. That is your inner guide telling you something is here for you. So, yeah.
Listen to your gut.
It's amazing. It's exactly. Go for it. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. I mean, that's just the honest truth. And you couldn't be in a better place than you are right now with these people that have invited you here. You are here for a reason. We all are.
And I love this quote that you picked. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
If I wouldn't have said yes, I never would have known. I never would have.
You hadn't have spent that $1.
And that starts tomorrow. Do it.
It starts at midnight.
Got $1. You got 4 quarters. You got 10 dimes sitting somewhere. Do it. Do it.
And that's not just activating your status. You get 5 free sample sets. You get your website for free for the first month. So it really is joining for $1.
I mean, there's no requirement. You don't have to do something once you sign up. It's up to you what you want to do. It's amazing.
And what I love about LeBri is we really are like a family. So I love to tell people this part. I sponsored Tina, who I met on Facebook. Tina sponsored Missy, and Missy sponsored Nikki. And here we are, like, working together every day, this beautiful friendship. So I'm grateful for Tina and I'm grateful for Missy so that I could meet Nikki. I mean, this never would have happened if it weren't for them saying yes first and then you saying yes.
And sharing the word, sharing the products. That's what we do. That's what we get to do every day. We get to share, and that's all it is. It's not selling, it's sharing from your heart something you believe in, and you do that every day. It doesn't have to be with skincare. It doesn't have to be with body care. You do it every day. You're telling your friends about stuff that you love every single day. So why not this?
Yeah, why keep it a secret?
Shout it from the rooftops.
Yeah, that best friends tell friends good recommendations. Amen. That's the friend code. Well, Nikki, thank you. You told us so much in a very short period of time. We're so grateful for you. And I'd love to introduce the next speaker, if that's okay with you. Everybody can do some like spirit fingers for Nikki or like virtual high fives. I don't know what we... It's so hard to do anything remotely the same as giving somebody a hug, but we appreciate you so much and we're so proud of you. Our next speaker is another person near and dear to my heart, Brandy Steptoe. She is a wife and mom to a teen boy, and she lives in New Braunfels, Texas, just south of Buda, where I am. And she joined January 2020. So she is about to celebrate 1 year with LeBri, and she is a supervisor. So Brandy, are you here?
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Brandy.
Hello.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, love, tell us why LeBri. Tell us your story.
Those are 2 different questions. Why LeBri is because I chose LeBri because it was more natural. But my story really started with me wanting to feel better about myself. I only joined LeBri for the discount, made it very obvious to you, Marcy, that's all I wanted. Then I started getting curious when I saw how much fun you were having. To be honest with you, I saw that you and other ladies who are in the team as well, were able to do things that I wasn't being able to do, budget-wise, honestly. And then the confidence that y'all have, that we have now, but that y'all had to me, that I wasn't getting because I wasn't taking care of me personally. I was 100% diving into family, and that's it. If there was money to be spent, it was on my family. It wasn't going to be on me. So I'm that Lever 2000 girl that Marcy talked about. For 16 years, I spent $0 on anything for my skin. So it took a leap for me. It took something really good to begin with to get me to buy in, to even want to spend money on myself. So the ingredients and knowing that I was raised with an aloe vera plant had me purchase it for discount. My mom started using it, got her rosacea under control. She struggled for 30 years over it, and that was it. I was hooked.
I remember that. I remember you reaching out about your mom's rosacea and saying, Melissa, my mom she's got this going on. Can LeBri help? And I said, yeah, in fact, I'm so positive LeBri can help. I'm going to send her a full kit. And if it doesn't work, we'll just return it because LeBri has a 60-day return policy, money back guarantee. Bottles could be empty. That never happens. But I remember that these products actually, and I have rosacea myself, so that really spoke to my heart. Tell me more about, because you're not new to direct sales, you're not new to network marketing. Tell me a little bit about why you choose LeBri and why this is now what you share.
The company, I have now been in 3 different companies total for my years that I've even been in. I've actively been in direct sales for 5 years. However, LeBri, the first thing was the compensation plan. Once I was sharing actively, but not truly every day. I wasn't 100% because I was still with the other one at the first time in the beginning. And LeBri just spoke to me looking at how, honestly, I was already going to be sharing with my friends. I was going to be sharing with my mom, my sister. I love to share whatever works for me. And I share it with anyone. So when I just, as a hobby, shared it in April and ended up seeing the numbers that I did, and you call me and are like, hey, do you know what you're doing? And I'm like, no, not really. Just over here having fun. Like, seriously, legit, that's what I said. And Melissa's like, you're fixing to promote over here. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm not even doing anything intentionally, ladies. And it's a part of my journey to share, because when I thought it was a big part of, she's like, do you know what you got to do? I said, yeah, probably like $20,000. And she's like, no, you're almost there. Like, leave me. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And it took off from there. It was, yeah.
And here we are.
And here we are. And it took off from there because it gave me something that I didn't have. The camaraderie, the community, like Nikki said, I know I'm on a time frame, but we have a sisterhood that I have not found in either of those other companies. With specific people, yes, but as a team, absolutely not. I've never found that I literally can go into a call with 20 women and I feel like I'm speaking to my 20 sisters and I'm bawling through Nikki's story and she's only 5 seconds in. Like, seriously, it's it's life changing. It's changed my marriage and it's changed me 100%. I'm 40. I'll be 45 this year, and I do feel better than I did when I was 20 years old. That changes everything.
It's not just skincare. I hear people say that all the time.
No.
And the only way we can even begin to understand that is to hear how many, like, I can tell my story all day long, but hearing there's hundreds and thousands of consultants with stories just like this, using Lever 2000 and given LeBri a chance, or joining for $1 and totally proving everyone wrong. Linda Kaminsky, the founder of this company, she says success is the sweetest revenge. And success in my eyes is happy, healthy, wealthy. Like, you get all of that with LeBri. Brandy, do you want to leave us with any last
Yeah, I do. My quote: persistence opens doors closed by resistance. It's the biggest part of my journey to me now, because you should never give up. 17 years ago, I had a stroke. Some people that I know personally on this call don't even know that. 17 years ago, I had a stroke. 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with lupus and was in bed for 2 years. I counted myself out at that point. I was done. I was not done. I was just I hadn't even started yet. Now I have. So just don't give up.
Because you kept showing up.
Yep.
I'm not crying, you're crying. Oh, okay. Brandy, thank you so much. And thank you for sticking to our time limits here. We love you. Love you, Nikki. We are already on to our third speaker. And this friend of mine, I'm going to just say this for everybody, near and dear to my heart. Everybody's in my heart. Allison and I were teachers together. What was that? 2014?
2014.
2014. Yep. Brand new teachers. We had no idea what we were doing. And we were just like trying to get through those first couple years at being a public school teacher together. She is now a wife and a mom to a precious little boy. She joined LeBri in April, so has not a full year yet, but we're having fun. She's a senior consultant. She's currently in Northern Virginia. And Allison, we're just going to jump right in. Tell us your story.
Okay, perfect. Where do I begin?
Who introduced you to LeBri? Let's start there.
You did.
Oh, that was me.
Quite some time when we were actually teaching, you hosted a party at school, and then you gave samples, and I put them in the bottom of my drawer because I just thought that it was some other company, and there's so many skincares out there. So I was like, I'm good. So then flash forward, I came running back to you and I regret not using the samples earlier. But I was with another direct sales company. I was about to have a boy the next month and was freaking out and needed extra money. So I joined this expensive skincare company. The starter kit alone was $1,000. And they promised me that, oh, you'll get it back. You'll get it back. Well, none of my friends could buy because it was so expensive. I could barely afford the products. So I felt guilty trying to get other people to buy when I couldn't even buy it myself. Needless to say, I did not make any money. I did not feel supported. My skin burned, but I thought that that's just what chemicals did. The ingredients were horrible and had like all of these like labels on there about cancer and for liability reasons. But my skin was burning and I was like, okay, well, it must mean it's working. Well, it wasn't working. So I got an autoimmune disease after I had my baby. And I was like, I cannot use this anymore. I need to completely do something different with this. This is not working. So I reached out to Melissa to talk to her about LeBri again. And she was like, well, what if you join us? And I was like, no. I just had a terrible experience. I am not getting back into this at all. So she was like, well, you can host a party and earn free products. I was like, great. I would love to do that. So I ended up getting $300 worth of free products. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. Like, what do I have to do for this? And so it was amazing. My family and friends that I invited were hooked. And so I still didn't want to join. And then the pandemic hit and I realized that I needed extra income and some friends. Like I couldn't go anywhere. So I was stuck at home with a almost 1-year-old and 2-year-old by myself. I was like, I need friends. So the $1 discount I joined for, because I was like, well, it's $1. What do I have to lose? So I joined and my eczema is healed after 31 years of trying every product on the market with eczema. I never found anything that worked for me. So yeah, I just, I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I didn't think that it would be fun. I just was like, oh, well, my last company that I was with, I didn't meet anybody that I connected with. They never reached out to me. They never supported me. We never had team meetings or any of this stuff. So I don't know how I'll meet people, but I'm willing to give it a shot. And here I am, and I love everyone. I made my $1 back. Don't worry.
You made your $1 back.
So I really have nothing to lose.
I love your story because, I love everyone's story, but yours is so special because I remember those conversations like, Melissa, do not approach me with your scheme. Nope. I've already been scammed. And I'm like, oh my, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I promise that I mean, I'm not going to promise you're going to make a bunch of money because I can't guarantee that, but I promise we're going to love you and support you and your skin's going to feel good.
Well, and it was, comparing the two companies, there's no comparison. I mean, there's no auto ship, there's no fee as a customer to just get products. I mean, that was a huge thing for a lot of my customers that wanted to buy. They were like, wait, we have to pay to pay? Like, we're so confused.
Yeah.
So, and then seeing LeBri and their generosity with the hostess program and the specials that they have, I mean, it was the right time for me.
And that's the difference right there between multi-level marketing and direct sales. Multi-level marketing has a membership or a VIP or an auto ship or a subscription. That's how they pay their levels, and their prices are through the roof because they have to build in, like, okay, here's the product. Maybe this much is how much the product costs, and then this much is how much they have to upsell it so they can pay all their levels. Multi-level marketing.
Yeah.
Get it? Direct sales, and this is just a quick lesson for everybody. Direct sales is just like buying from an Etsy shop or buying from your neighbor that has a craft business. It is small business making commission off of product sold, not off of sponsored recruits or teammates or anything like that. And I'm so glad you brought that up because it's happening all over the country. Women, moms especially, are getting sucked into these MLMs saying, oh, it's great, don't worry, everything's awesome. And then it's not. And then we come up with LeBri and we're like, it's great, it's awesome. No, but really.
No, really, you don't have to pay $1,000 for a starter kit.
You can pay $1 to join.
$1, even the 99, even the $2.99. I'm like, that's, it's night and day.
Yeah, our product kits, right? They're product for you. They're not even product to sell, which is so cool.
Exactly. So I'm very glad to be here.
Well, Allison, I love you so much. Can I read?
I love you.
Quote?
Yes, of course.
Okay. It says, don't compare your life to others. There's no comparison between the sun and the moon. They shine when it's their time. Ooh, I just got teary-eyed for a second.
I know, isn't that amazing?
I love that. And here we are, looking at these businesses side by side, which is comparison. And it reminds us, like, we don't even have to worry about what that company's name is or whatever, because you found LeBri and it's your time.
Yeah. And just to say, on this team, we don't compare Melissa to me. Like, she's not like, oh, I make this amount, you only make this amount, blah, blah, blah. Everybody is here to support you. So, there's no comparisons, which I love.
Well, and I love that our double diamond, she's the highest rank in our company. She made over $500,000 last year, and she leads our trainings every Saturday morning. It's like, okay, everybody bring your coffee and like love on each other together every Saturday. That doesn't happen.
No.
In companies. Sorry to say. Oh, Allison, thank you so much. Do you want to say anything else before we introduce our next speaker?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Just go for the $1. I mean, it's life-changing.
What do you have to lose? $1.
Yes, exactly. $1. But everything to gain.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Our next speaker is Erica Cantu, another lady near and dear to my heart. I would never have met Erica. You guys ready for this? I sponsored I sponsored Selena. Selena sponsored Teresa. Teresa sponsored Kay. Kay sponsored Marianne, and Marianne sponsored Erica. Did I get that right, Erica?
Yes, you did.
So that lineage is so beautiful, because if my friend who was a teacher hadn't said yes, her sister wouldn't have said yes, and then Kay would have never met them at a vendor event, and Kay never would have said. It's so, we've got to keep saying yes, even if it's just for the discount, because we never would have met, right? So here's Erica. She's in Fort Worth, Texas. She's a wife and boy mom of 2. She joined in January 2020, so about to celebrate a year, and she is a supervisor. So Erica, if you could please tell us, how did you find LeBri?
Okay. So my story is funny. Well, I laugh at it. So I really didn't find LeBri. I think LeBri found me. So like you said, my mom was a consultant with LeBri, and she kept telling me about these products. And I don't know if she's on this call. I hope she is. She said she would be. But she kept telling me, oh, you want to try these products? And after having my boys, I developed an autoimmune condition. So I had rosacea, thank you, hormones. And it was just, at times it would be pink. And then I'm very much involved with PTA. So my son's school is 2 levels. So I'd run up the stairs and run down and run up and run down. And by about midway or midday, I had, teachers or staff that would come up to me and say, did you just get back from working out? Because my face was really red. And it was like, no, that's just my face. It's my rosacea. Anyway, I'd gone down to go visit my family for the holidays. And it was about, I always go maybe Christmas time, New Year's time. So it was about then. I packed all my stuff. And as moms, we pack everyone else's stuff. So I packed my kiddos' stuff, packed my husband's stuff, and we were good to go. I packed my makeup, and I thought I packed my skincare. So I had done my makeup that day, went down, finally got to Kingsville, which is about 6.5 hours drive down. So we got there, so excited, we're just enjoying family. And then at night, I was like, well, I have to remove all this makeup that I have on. I had, foundation, powder, the whole works to try to cover up my rosacea. And so I'm going through my bag and I'm like, oh no, I left my skincare. And for those of us that have rosacea or any other type of autoimmune condition, like you need your skincare. I mean, that was something that I needed my makeup to cover up my rosacea, but then I needed my skincare because I just didn't want my rosacea to flare up. So I was like, no, because I used all one brand. So I was all Mary Kay, and I knew my mom had always taught us, step 1, step 2, step 3, skincare. So I knew sticking to a regimen was so important. And I was like, oh gosh, well, I got to get in the shower. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll just wing it. So I went to my mom's shower, and I remember looking at her counter because she typically has some skincare, and she had this bottle here. And I was like, well, what is this? Labri? I don't know. So I ended up reading it, and I was like, okay, for normal, combination, or oily skin, I said, yeah, that's my skin. I'll just use this. I didn't even read why you would use it, how you would use it, the ingredients, nothing like that. But there is a pretty little aloe vera plant right here. So I remember I had the shower going, it's nice and warm, and I went and I poured a good amount, yeah, I poured a good amount. And so I get it, rub it together, put it on my face, hop back in the shower, and I'm cleaning my face, and I'm, washing it all off and whatnot. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I have so much. So I was like, okay, get your neck, right? Don't forget to wash your neck. Get your neck. And I'm like, I still have so much. I was literally bathing in LeBri. I told my mom laughs at me all the time. So my story is pretty funny. I bathed in LeBri. By the way, you only need a pea-sized amount. Trust me when I say that. But I was like, where else do I put this stuff? Get my arms, get everything. And then after that, I was like, wow, like my face felt good. I felt like I cleansed my face really well. But when I turned off the shower, typically after cleansing my face, it would get really dry and really tight, and I just needed moisture. So this is when I was like, oh my gosh, like panic kind of set in. Like, I know I need moisturizer, but when I turned off that shower, my face didn't feel dry and it didn't feel tight, but it felt really clean, just like a silky type of clean. It just felt clean. And I said, you know what? True test. If it took off my makeup, hey, I'm gonna ask more about this stuff. So she had a white towel there, and I remember grabbing the white towel and I just put it up to my face and just kind of went all around. And there was no makeup left over. And that's because I had to wear makeup to cover up my rosacea. So no makeup was left over. I got out of the shower and I was like, okay, there has to be more steps, because step 1, step 2, step 3. I looked around. She had this bottle here, freshener. So I went ahead and then I read how to use it. So I was like, okay, cotton round, sprayed it on there, put it on. And then she had this moisturizer here, the Gentle Moisture. So I read how to use it, put it on my face. And I just remember the feeling of getting out of the shower, my face not feeling dry and tight. And then it taking off my makeup was a huge plus. And so I get out of the shower. She happened to be at work. I call her and I'm like, Mom, what is this stuff you have in your restroom? And she's like, what is it? She's all panicking because I'm over here filled with like curiosity. And she's like, what is it? I told her, I don't know. It's some Labrie. I don't know how to say it. She's like, oh, that's Labrie. I've been telling you for so long that you should try it, and it's aloe vera and it's good for but I was skeptical. I had rosacea and I did not want to mess up my routine, because those of us who have rosacea, I mean, we know when we switch something, it's a flare up. Our skin reacts. And just FYI, I was no longer on my whole Mary Kay routine because it just wasn't providing me with enough moisture. So I actually started hodgepodging, Mario Badescu toner that had aloe vera in it. And then CeraVe moisturizer, because it's dermatologist recommended. And even then, my skin, like I said, it was just needing that hydration, needing that moisture. So I said, don't even tell me anymore. I'm hooked. How do I get this stuff? Like, how do I buy it? And so she's like, oh, okay, well, you have the 5-piece set, $117, or you have 11 products for $99. And I'm like, $99, 11 products? Give me that stuff. Like, I want it.
Sign me up.
Yeah, sign me up. Don't say anymore. I'm hooked.
That's incredible. So you literally went from skeptic to like head to toe Labrie.
Yeah, head to toe Labrie. I was like, Mom, I bathed in your Labrie. She's like, you probably used a month's worth.
Yeah, that bottle lasts forever, 4 to 6 months at least.
It does.
Oh my gosh, I love your story. I don't think I've ever heard it beginning to end like that. And do you know how many people are on your team by any chance?
Yes, I have 13 on my team.
So you have 13 people that you have sponsored or they have sponsored in your group, and then they all have customers, family, and friends. So that one day, like just like to put this in perspective for everyone, that one day that you accidentally used Labrie has changed hundreds of people's lives.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yes, and I only joined for the discount. I've never been in direct sales. I'm totally new to this. I was scared. I am still scared. But I have an amazing supportive group of women, and you, Melissa, and just all of you ladies that are here are just so encouraging, so inspiring, and hand in hand, we're doing this together. And that's really what kind of just gets me over that, little hump there.
Do it scared. That's what one of my friends, Mandy, says. And for time's sake, Erica, I'm going to go ahead and read your quote and introduce the next friend. But we love you. We're so proud of you. Thank you for sharing your story. I love that story time. I was like on the edge of my seat the whole time. So Erica's quote is, may your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Oh, my man, Nelson Mandela. That's a good one. Thank you, Erica. Okay. The beautiful Karen South, another friend near and dear to my heart. She lives in good old Utah. She's a wife and mom of 2 adult kids. And Karen, you joined in April 2020. You're a supervisor. And Karen, are you with us? Yep, there you are. You're unmuted. Tell us, how did you find LeBri?
I stalked LeBri.
What?
First, yeah, I'm a stalker. I found LeBri by watching Brandy. I commented on a page that had nothing to do with LeBri and started speaking with Brandy, and she added me to her Facebook page. And I started watching Brandy's lives and what she was doing, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I, at one point in time, owned my own business where I manufactured cosmetic products for years. And so it's always been something that I've done. And so, out of my natural curiosity, I stalked LeBri. I stalked them. I stalked their ingredients. I stalked their lab. I stalked them. I, like a stalker, stalked them. And I decided to join them. I had a conversation with Brandy. She brought you, Melissa, on the phone, and it was a dagger. It was quite a dagger. It was kind of eerie for a moment and a bit of a dagger, but it has changed my life. So
I remember that phone call like it was yesterday. And I actually remember pacing around my room, kind of back. And I do that. If any of you ever have phone calls with me, just know that I'm pacing. And I remember walking around my room back and forth and just thinking like, wow, I think this might be a really good fit. Because you had so much knowledge, like you knew about the ingredients, you knew about products, you even knew about business structure, and you had all that experience. But you had a core reason to gravitate towards these natural products. And can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like, why are natural ingredients important to you?
natural ingredients are intensely important to me. I was raised by collecting flower petals and soil and and extracting nutrients out of plants since I was a little girl. This is just part of who I am, and it always will be. My grandmother taught me how to make lotion, and I enjoyed every moment of that. This is just something I've always done since a child. Blending oils and apothecary, it's just kind of my thing. It's just who I am, and it's like music to me. Blending oils is much like music. It's like creating a song and notes. um when I chose, there's been some intentional choices in my life that I made choices to step away from my business, to pursue an education in plant science, and horticulture, and agriculture. It was to learn more about the plants and nutrition and chemistry. And I was in a chemistry lab for years, and that gave me an even bigger understanding of plants and nature and science. And it even, it obsessed me even more, and maybe gave me an even more independent drive. And the reality, when I joined LeBri in April of 2020, I really struggled. It was a hard thing for me because I didn't realize that I was the broken one. It's kind of the quote where you say, "Who saved who?" Really, that's funny. Because I am the one who nurtures and fixes people. And for me, when I realized that, all of a sudden I found myself needing to take a break and work on myself and accept that reality, that was an interesting reality. So for me, LeBri became, it wasn't about the money, it wasn't about the business structure. I knew very well what I was getting myself into. Skincare is not at all about skincare. Skincare is about relationships. Skincare is a beautiful, beautiful thing, has been since we all came together. And the cosmetic industry is literally the most beautiful thing that you could approach for men or women. It's amazing. And the unity that it has and the strength that it builds and the bonds that it has with women is powerful. And to look at another human being that's sitting next to you and see them raw and vulnerable and say, hey, I see how beautiful you are. And come here, let me show you what you look at, what you look like through my eyes is absolutely my most favorite thing. So I'm forever grateful for Brandy responding to me and the phone call I had, and me being a stalker. That was super fun.
Well, what I heard you say is, and we've already said this once before, is it's more than skincare, and also it's like hard to even think with all the emotions. It's such a beautiful thing. To just have the conversation starter of skincare, and then it turns into so much more. Oh, I remember what I was going to ask you, and we are tight on time, but would you say that you were able to work LeBri and take care of everything you needed to for your health, your surgery, your family, your marriage, all of that?
Oh, and then some.
Oh, and then some. Okay. Well, that answers that. Yeah. LeBri just kind of fits in wherever it weaves itself into everything. And that's so beautiful.
I had a lady that I had kind of a one-on-one conversation with me the other day. She said to you, LeBri has been kind of a vehicle that's opened up many layers and opportunities, and will continue to open up those opportunities for you. And I just have to say, it has opened up opportunities. I said, it's been this powerful, like a hidden voice in the back of my head, and it's out loud. The universe literally has held my seat. I am doing what I started to do over 20 years ago. I'm almost 50 years old. Seriously. And I started a business manufacturing cosmetics to help women. I taught yoga, meditation classes, and I just completed my certification, and I am not stopping. And it's going to go and go and go and go and go. And if it weren't for the relationships that I've built here with all of these amazing magical goddesses, I wouldn't be making these relationships and continuing on with all of these amazing things that I'm doing. And I am so grateful. My cup is overflowing. So.
Well, mine is too. Karen, we love you so much. I'm going to go ahead and read your quote out loud. It says, "The only truth of who you are, if realized, will set you free," by Eckhart Tolle. And I love Tolle. He's so good. And you had a quote just from you, and you said it just a minute ago. Do you want to repeat it for us about the universe saving your seat?
The universe literally will hold your place just for you.
For when you're ready.
Claim it.
Ready. Yeah. Oh, there's my personal assistant. She just commented and said, she'll see me in the morning. Well, thank you, Karen. For time's sake, we're going to introduce our next speaker. Thank you so much. We love you. Our next speaker is Veronica. Now, another here I go again, another friend near and dear to my heart. Veronica and I met on Facebook, offering free samples, and what has happened in the time since then is hard to compact into 6 or 7 minutes, but she is a wife and mom to a little girl. They're in Round Rock, Texas. She joined in May 2019, and she is actually an executive manager with LeBri, which means she has access to our lifestyle bonus. It used to be our free car program. Now you can use the bonus for whatever you'd like. Yeah, it's really, really cool. So, Veronica, will you please tell us a little bit more about your story? How'd you find LeBri and what has it kind of turned into?
Sure. So I had always been conscious of the stuff that I put in my body, but not really of the stuff that I was putting on my body. And then one time I saw that you posted on a mom's group on Facebook that you were offering samples, and I had never heard about Livrai, but you were saying like it's a natural line and it's aloe based. I grew up in Mexico and I remember like grandmas and moms using aloe for a lot of stuff. So I was like, I wonder what this stuff could do to my skin, because I had suffered hormonal acne for a while, for a long time. And everything that I tried, it was just like drying up my skin, burning. So I was like, I'll just try it and we'll see. Didn't really have much hopes, honestly. I'm just gonna try and we'll see. It's free. I had nothing to lose, really. So I got those samples. I tried them and I loved them. So I think a couple weeks passed and I saw that you posted, because you added me as friend on Facebook. And then I saw that you posted about the starter kits. I was like, might as well get my account and get a discount to buy my products. I had absolutely no intention of selling because I'm super shy. Well, I'm not as much as I used to be, but I was super, super shy and I had never been on direct sales. I was like, I'm not selling. I'm just gonna get it for the discount and that's it. So I kept using it. I think I gave samples to a couple of friends and they liked it too. So about this time last year, I got shingles because I'm an x-ray tech. Well, actually, I just left my job last week. I haven't told a lot of people, but yeah. and guess who's replacing that paycheck?
It's LeBri. Tell me it's LeBri.
Yep. So about a year around this time, I left my work for about 2 weeks because I got shingles. And then I started looking into the business, the compensation plan. And then I started joining the Zooms that you had like daily back in the day. And it was just so much inspiration. And I was like, if they are doing it, I can do it. Like, I've never been a salesperson, but I just want other people to know about the products. I'm sure there's people that have been looking like me for products to work and have gone through so many products and not seeing results. So I'm sure there's people that need to hear about this stuff. So that was about January. And then on April 30, I got my first 2 consultants. That was Cindy and Sharon. I think one of them is here. That was April. And then on July, I triple promoted to executive manager. Yeah. And I remember on July that my husband, he's been super supportive, but one day he was like, so this that you're doing, is this like a hobby or what is it? I was like, just wait till you see my paycheck. Like, I didn't tell him anything. And that's the month that I promoted. I'm like, you think it's just a hobby or?
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. So free samples that I offered like in a random mom group, like domino affected. And it's because you said yes, right? It has nothing to do with me. I mean, it has a little bit to do with me sharing, but it has mostly to do with you saying yes to free samples. And you just fired your boss. Oh my God.
And I left her catalog and samples. I'm like, bye. This is my new job. Here's some samples.
Oh my gosh. And you're not really, like you said, you're shy. You do your live videos in the language
with my daughter. Yeah. Because at first I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. Like I'm never gonna do a live because I'm super shy. Plus I got my toddler that she's always like climbing on my back and then like one day I was like, I'm already doing this, might as well show other people how to do it.
And you
And
do,
now my daughter, what?
and you do them in Spanish too.
Yeah.
You translate everything. You work so hard to reach all of your teammates and all of your customers, and like you have no excuses.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. At the beginning, it was kind of, I wasn't sure I was gonna make it because like everything is in English. Like pretty much all my consultants prefer Spanish, but we're doing really good. Like I got a great team. Cindy, I don't know, she's here. She's translated a lot of stuff, so I'm really thankful.
Yes,
So everyone puts a little bit.
that's
It's a teamwork for sure.
It is. It is all about the teamwork. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to go to sleep tonight. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, so emotional.
And now it's so funny that my daughter, she's like, can we do a live? I'm like, not now. I gotta finish putting this laundry. Can we do a live?
It's become part of y'all's lifestyle, which is so fun, right? Who doesn't want to have fun working? I feel some of my other friends, I'm like, bye, I've got to go play now. I mean, work.
And then all those messages that I get from people like saying, thank you for telling me about this. Like, I love this stuff. It's working for different type of issues. It's just amazing.
Yeah, we have such a beautiful, beautiful opportunity here. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
go ahead.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
I just remember that in one of the Zooms that you did, you said we just gotta keep sharing because I'm sure there's a shy kid on the back of the room listening. That was me.
How am I supposed to introduce the next person if I'm crying? Oh my gosh. Yeah, we've got to keep, I'm like, say it louder for the people in the back, the people that like send this video. This is a recording. I'm going to share this in the event page as a YouTube link. We've got to tell more moms, more women. I mean, we can tell the men too, but like we've got to tell more people this opportunity exists because, I mean, look at Veronica's quote here. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. And that's what I feel like LeBri it can be just for the discount. Like raise your hand if you join LeBri for the discount, that $99 starter kit. Yep, it's a really good deal. And then raise your hand if you stayed for the people and the purpose of sharing. Yeah. We've got to tell more people, A, because it's more than skincare, but B, there's somebody, like Veronica said, there's a shy kid in the back of the room just listening. They're just going to watch this video and they can join for $1 and just try it out. Just try it out. We won't tell anybody if you fail. The only way you fail is if you quit, and we won't tell anybody you quit either. We'll still love you. We'll still love you. Thank you, Veronica. We love you very, very much. Can I introduce the next speaker real quick? Okay, we're going to go over our time. If you guys want to stay, please stay because the next speakers, their stories are incredible as well. We're trucking along here. Our next speaker is Marcy. She lives in New Braunfels, Texas with her son. She joined in July of 2019, and she was one of my hostesses while I was not just pregnant, but in labor. I was running her Facebook group because I love this stuff. And, having a baby wasn't going to put a stop to me sharing LeBri. So Marcy, tell us a little bit more about how you got started and what's your story?
Well, my name is Marcy, and I got started with I knew I was looking for something more natural. Whenever I gave birth to my son, I had a hard time like putting things on his body. All of a sudden, I was like, I grew up with all these brand names, and I was becoming a mom at 38, and somebody handed me natural butt wipes, and I was like, what is a natural? I don't even understand. So I started looking into just natural products. Yes, baby. Okay. Okay, give me just a second. And Hank loves to come and interrupt, and that's okay. But natural products, and I always say that I want to be a hippie that smells good. So the fact that I could find LeBri, but I started Boss Babes in New Braunfels was started, and Melissa started something called Vendor Love. And I was watching you, Melissa, and trying to figure out what was wrong with you because you seemed really cool, and I just thought she can't be real. You know, like your skin was great and your hair was great and you just seemed really nice. And so that was part of my journey, was to watch you and figure out, like, you know, what's the scam. And that's also because I gotten kind of duped by another company, which we don't mention, but it was the $1,000 starter kit. And I ended up sending all that back because that was just not my girls and not my product. And I met Melissa at a Room Redux fundraiser, and she was pregnant, and Ellie was there, and you were funny because you were like, "It's hot, man. I don't know why people invite pregnant women out and not."
Like, why are we outside, guys? We've got to go indoors.
You're like, this is miserable. So when you kind of said that, I was like, "That's my girl," you know. And then I think it was like that night or the next night, Sandy Martinez hosted a party on Facebook. I went in, and there was a lot of things that I saw in there, but like cruelty-free stuck out to me. I'm a foodie. We own a cafe. So when I heard the term hand filleted aloe, cold stabilized, food grade preservatives, no dyes, aloe, the first ingredient, like it just kept talking my language. And then when it went to like the sunscreens approved in like Hawaii or something because of the coral reef, I was like, okay, like I'm not made of stone here, y'all. Like I can't say no. Like, and then, you know, then they send it to me. I didn't even get the samples. I think I just went ahead and bought a trio. Yeah. And then here come these, you know, biodegradable peanuts in the box. I'm like, okay, LeBri, like y'all are just blowing me away. And then I try it, and your skin feels so good. And you're like, I can't believe I want to wash my face. I have never wanted to wash who wants to clean their room? Who wants to wash their face? And I did. And it was because it felt good. But then I decided to host a party for you or for us. And again, you literally gave birth in the middle of our party. You were like, I'm just going to skip, Marcy. I'm going to do a home birth. So I'm going to schedule some posts for a few days, and I might not be able to respond right away. And I thought, what in the world?
BRB, having a baby.
Excuses. You gave me no chance to have an excuse. Like, you gave birth. Okay. So I was like, all right, well, sign me up because I'm going to roll with this. And that's also because I'm a junkie for helping people. And during that show is when Brandy's mom, you sent her that product. And I thought, just by me doing this, we're helping somebody who's had a problem or been looking for a problem, solved for 30 years. I'm like, I love helping people. You want an iced tea? I'm bringing you a tea. If I can help you with your skin, I'm helping you with your skin. And then as far as I'm a, you know, nonprofit lover, and the fact that I can raise money for Room Redux and help kids, you know, like we've already hosted several parties. So I'm raised, you know, like $500 in products and stuff for children through this by them just hosting their, you know, giving them the rewards. And it feels good because it's a good product. I can help moms have jobs. Servers lots of times only know how to make money by tips. They don't understand how awesome they are at sales and suggestive selling. So all of my servers and my cooks, I'm like, I want to teach them how to work without just showing up. It's like having their own retirement plan, like having something that they didn't know. And anyway, I love this product. I love this group. I have tried a little bit of, like I said, like another MLM or another thing before. And the higher I went up in that group, those weren't my girls. And the more I spend time with y'all, the more I know I'm supposed to spend more time with you. And I can't wait to like go on an island and celebrate. And I can dream of a future. I'm a single mom. When I started, I was married and in the home. And now I've been through a divorce. I'm a single mom, but I feel confident that I can take care of my child and manifest a home with a pool. like Like it's coming, it is on. And then it's real friends. Brandy showed up to help move me out of the house the other day. It's not just fair weather friends. It's not just Facebook friends. Like Melissa checks on me, and it's real, and that makes me very happy in my heart. And that's why it's so easy to share it. Whether it's $1 or $2.99, I have just like the best meal I could serve somebody. I know as soon as they try it that they're going to have a great time.
Happy
So.
Face Club.
Happy Face Club. That's my club. Queen of Hearts. That's who I am. And I'm excited. I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, I think we shall. I think we shall. I just love your story because of all the reasons you already said, and it's just from such a heart-centered place. There's no denying it. Like there's no, you can't make this stuff up. It's just you got to feel it. Can I read your quote, Marcy?
Oh yeah.
I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart. E.E. Cummings. I love it.
That's a good
Marcy, thank you so much. We love you so much.
Ah.
Are you okay if I introduce the next speaker, or do you have any last minute
No.
words for us?
Go for it.
Okay.
Rocking it late.
All right. We have 2 more speakers tonight. Our next speaker, oh, I'm so excited for this story. Another person near and dear to my heart, Elaine Harris. She lives in the same city as me, Buda, Texas. She is a wife, a mom, and a grandmother. And I say mom because she's from the same place I was born, England. If you guys didn't know that about me, I'm from England. And Elaine and I'm so glad we met. Elaine, let's just get started with how did you find LeBri?
Well, I found LeBri by looking online from a friend. I needed to find a product for my granddaughter who I take care of full time. I seen her skin and she'd ordered every product in the world you can get off Amazon. Cheap products, weren't looking at what she was putting on her skin, and she was all dry, suffering with acne. I saw that she was hiding her face every morning. So I knew she needed something. And I had seen a post from Faith online, said something about all natural products. And I knew that's what I needed because I'm a lover of essential oils. So I'm kind of a little hippie-fied. And I like that because I believe in them. And so I looked up reviews of this. Actually, I used to call it LeBri because with the little line at the top, it sounds kind of French. So it always was LeBri when I was looking. Looked it up and I saw no bad reviews. I couldn't find any bad reviews. So that's when I contacted Faith and said, hey, Faith, I've got a granddaughter that's suffering with acne. And me and Faith talked and she told me what products to get for her. And I purchased the products. Never tried a sample. I trusted what I read. No bad reviews. My granddaughter needed help. I bought the products. However, I also read that if I start her on a good regime like I was what I was doing, that she needed to have an all-natural makeup product because she was also playing with makeup. So Faith was having a show. I think it was her first show, wasn't it, Melissa?
It was. So for anyone that doesn't know, my nanny is Faith. She was 19 at the time, and she joined LeBri because she was like, hey, I love this stuff. I could try and make some extra money on the side. And that was her first show that I went to be her kind of moral support. And that was January 2020, right? Right before everything shut down.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I asked Faith if I could go. I showed up and my intention was to show up just to buy makeup for my granddaughter. I sat down to this lovely lady, Melissa, And we had a little bit of a conversation together, and I just said, she handed me the catalog, and I just said to her, oh, it's okay, I'm just here for makeup. I'm a lost cause. And that's how I felt. That is how I honestly felt, because my skin was very, very damaged. I was tanning bed. I'm only 58 and my skin was very, very damaged. I did have a low self-esteem. I've not worn makeup for 2 or 3 years because actually when I was doing daycare, I remember a little baby following my lines with his fingers. So I felt old and felt like I was there for my granddaughter. But during the show, I was listening to Faith and I was looking through the catalog, and Melissa didn't even say anything to me. She pointed to the anti-aging set and on the page, and I looked at the price. I mean, because I've just bought my granddaughter a set and I'm now going to spend money on makeup for her. She was the important one. She's young. And I looked and I said to myself, shall I treat myself? I'm sitting there looking at the price, and I did. I purchased my set. Now, when you purchase a set, you also get a choice. And let me tell you this, because I tell the people this in my shows all the time, because we don't get credit for our deal on our serums. The consultant doesn't. But I declined a serum because I didn't even know what a serum was. So I declined it because I'd already spent this much money on me, my granddaughter. So I said, no, I don't want a serum. And I got my granddaughter her things and everything. And I hadn't tried a sample. I trusted, me and Melissa had a connection because Melissa liked Young Living oils. I'd been with Young Living for 6 years as a consultant, but I never sold it. I just, for the commission, to get my oils every month, because I buy them monthly. I use them all the time. And because she was a lover of the same products that I trusted her. I trusted her when she pointed to that anti-aging set. And it was within, I don't know, 2 weeks of me trying the products. I was a lover. It's like, okay, I saw a post that Melissa made and it said on the post, no monthly sales commitments. I wanted to save money. I was now falling in love with this product and I had to buy for 2 others. No monthly sale commitment, buy this set. And I'm like, I need to ask more questions about that. And I did. I asked Faith. And I think at one of Melissa's home we went to, I said, is there a contract? No, there's no contract. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. I want my savings. I joined for the discount. And a long story short of that is I did join for the discount, but I got 5 free samples. That was the catch. That was the hook that hooked me in, because those 5 samples that I shared, every one of my friends purchased from me, and I have had sales every month since I began in February. I think I've only had 1 month in sales that's below 1,000. Wow. And every month after that, my second month was 4,000. And every month after that, I've been a consistent 2,000 or more sales. Okay. My tax was $7,500 that I earned. Wow. And I started in February. So excited. Yeah. Labri has changed me. I can come online. I can tell people, yes, I've got wrinkles. They're not going to go away. But guess what? Labri softened my wrinkles. I can put makeup on without them getting in the creases and just sitting there because my skin is soft. I love myself now. And I thank Labri for that. This is so powerful. And I share it because I love it. And everybody that has met me in any shows that I've done knows that I share from the heart. That's my story.
I'm so glad.
And I didn't even read my paperwork.
Those papers. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I sat next to you that night. What your story, and I know I say this about everyone's story, but it's one of my favorites because who knew? Like, who knew that it was going to unfold like this? And you're a supervisor, which to everyone else, that means she has a team. That means she has other women that said yes to share alongside her. And together they're changing lives. I mean, this is, can I read your quote real quick, Elaine?
Yes, you can.
It says, a person's most beautiful asset is not a head full of knowledge, but a heart full of love, an ear ready to listen, and a hand willing to help others. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to keep crying all night long here. Woo, Elaine, thank you so much for sharing your story straight from the heart. You told it beautifully. I don't think you left anything out, but is there anything you want to add before we introduce our next speaker?
No, I would just like to thank you for allowing me the time to speak my story.
Oh gosh, gratitude received, and thank you for your courage. Oh my goodness, you guys. All right, this is our last planned speaker. There's one other consultant on this call that said she might want to share, so we'll see how we're doing on time at the end here. But Cassie, another friend near and dear to my heart, Cassie and I met, oh my gosh, close to 4 years ago now. We both live in Buda, Texas. She is a single mom to a little girl. Our girls are the same age. And she joined in February 2020. There was a lot of people that joined in February last year. We must have been having a party or something online. Cassie, let's see if she can unmute and come around. Oh, there she is. Cassie, tell us how you got started with Labri.
Hello. Well, really, my story actually started a little bit longer than when I got started.
That's true.
Because we were in Little Gym and I actually commented on your nails because you were doing something different then. You were doing Color Street and Labri, and I commented on your nails, and then I think you were doing play dates at the house, and I was complaining about how, because I was working nights and I was like, oh, I look so tired all the time and I feel tired all the time. And she's like, well, have you heard about Labri? And I was like, no, I don't know what Labri is. Like, what is it? She's like, well, it's a direct sale company. I was like, oh no. I literally was like in my head, like, oh dear, here we go. But you gave me a sample of the eye gel. I tried it and I was like, okay. And then you asked me if I wanted to get anything. I was like, I'll get some lotion. That I can handle. I'll do lotion. And then time went by. We were still, like, our kids were still playing and everything and all that other stuff. Well, then 2019, I was like, you know what? I'm a nurse. And I was like, I was in the ER at the time. I wasn't happy. And I was like, I need to do something different. So, and I figured out that I wasn't making like, I had to kill myself working overtime to make money in the ER as a nurse. And I'm like, I live in Austin. Why is this a thing? Anyways, but I went to travel, and February of last year, I came back home and I got in touch with you after so long. And I was like, hey, I want to talk to you about Color Street and Labri. Like, I think I want to do both. And you're like, well, let's schedule a date. And so we did. And I came over and we talked about, I was like, okay, what's the plan? Like, what do you do? Like, how do you make money off of this? And you told me about both. Not gonna lie, you did tell me a little bit about both, but you were like, but with Labri, it's a lot more the profit plan's a lot easier. It's a lot better. It's not nearly as much. It's not as much. You don't have to worry about anything as much. And I was like, okay. And at the time I was still like, well, I could probably do both. But then I was like, okay, sign me up. And I literally signed up without even washing my face. You guys, I hadn't even used all of Labri. The only thing I had really used was the bottle of lotion that I bought and the eye gel that I had a sample of. And then after I signed up, I was like, okay, let's wash my face since I'm gonna, because I didn't sign up for the discount. I signed up to do this. I signed up to share with other people because I'm a nurse, and helping people is what I do. It's what I'm good at. And I'm better at it in person. I didn't have Facebook or anything when I first got started. Now I do. And I still thrive in a person-to-person contact type of situation. And so I finally washed my face. My favorite product, I know is the facial peel. I was like sold. I did it. I used it, and I never used anything on my face. I didn't have a skincare routine. I washed my face with body wash. I was like, whatever. I don't have breakouts. My skin's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And I literally used the facial peel, and I was like, oh my God, this is disgusting. Like, this is disgustingly satisfying. Can I do it again? And so that was a year ago. And I honestly don't know how much I've made over the past year. But I know that it's been enough that it's covered some things for me in the past few months, actually. So it's been a life-changing experience. But I definitely signed up to do the opportunity, and I'm definitely staying for the people.
Staying for the people. I love that. What I love about your story is that you didn't even wash your face with the let alone wash your face at all, but you hadn't even washed your face with Labri, but you were like, Melissa, sign me up. Let's do this. Did you get the $99 kit?
I did. And at the time, Labri had this thing going where you got, I got the I got the $100 credit.
Oh, yeah, because it was that's why everybody signed up in February. There was a $100 credit.
It was a $100 credit.
Yeah.
Which I immediately used.
So cool. I think this just goes to show, and I know we've been on this call a long time, and some people are going to listen to this on replay, but this goes to show, like, you do not have to be a skincare expert. You do not have to be, have your degree in soil like Karen and know about plants backwards and forwards to be a Labri consultant. You do not need to be a business marketing guru like Marcy to be a Labri consultant. You don't have to, anyone can do this. Anyone can do this. And Cassie, I'm going to read your quote real quick before we wrap up. It says, keep moving forward. You can't see where you're going when you keep looking behind you. Learn from your mistakes. Don't live them. Do you want to show us your tattoo? It says, keep moving forward. I love it. This is a quote by Cassie, by the way. I love it. All right, I'm going to unshare my screen for a minute. Monica, I know this isn't planned and you were on the fence, but Monica, do you want to share your story a little bit? You're here.
I would love to.
Oh my gosh. Wrap us up.
Yeah, so I joined Labri in January of last year. So I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary. And I was in a masterclass with Melissa. She invited me. First of all, I saw her go live, use the peel, and I was like, what is that? I want it. So I reached out. I was like, I got to get that stuff. That's so cool. I needed a good exfoliant in my regimen, and I had just had my second child, and I was like, breastfeeding all the time and giving of myself all the time. And I wanted to treat myself to something. So I bought the peel and I bought the cleanser because I was almost out of mine. I was totally hodgepodging my products. But I used those 2 products, and just those 2 products made me fall in love. And I was like, okay, how do I get more of this? I jumped in on a New Year, New You party that Melissa was doing, and she put up that starter kit for $99. And I was like, what? $99? I just paid $150 for one serum from this other company. And so I was like, well, yeah, I'm going to order that kit. And then I started kind of following her on Facebook and following her posts and seeing how much money she was making with Labri. And I was like, well, gosh, she's got 2 kids and stays at home and she's doing this. I can totally do this. So I talked to my husband about it and I was like, why don't we just try this and see where it goes? He's like, yeah, $99, no big deal. You're spending your money on it. It's not our money, it's your money. I had saved up my money to buy it. And I said, okay, here's my commitment. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to spend any of our family's money on this because I know how these things work, or at least I thought I knew how these things work. MLMs, they have a stigma, pyramid scheme. You throw all your money into it and you lose it all. Or you're like in the red, right? That's like the stigma that's attached to companies like this. So I was like, okay, here's my commitment. I'm not spending a dime of our family's money on this business. Only what I get out of the business is what I'll put back into it for the first year only. And if I'm not making profits by the end of the first year, I'm done. Count me out, right? I'm canceling my membership. So that's what I said. Fast forward to January this year, 1 year later, I just got my 1099 and it was about $6,000. And for the last 2 months, I've been this close, literally this close to promoting to executive. And, I just jumped in and said, you know what, I'm going to do everything Melissa's doing. I'm going to follow what she's doing. I'm going to do what she tells me to do. And if I'm not succeeding by the end of 1 year, I'm out. And here I am succeeding. And it's really, all of us have already said this, but it's really not about the skincare. It's really about you building confidence in yourself, you finding out who you are through sharing these products, the rewards that come from helping other people. I have people say, customers and consultants say, nothing has ever helped my rosacea. Nothing has ever helped my eczema. Nothing has ever healed my acne, but Labri has. And, hearing those stories, I just got goosebumps all the way down my spine because hearing those stories is like, wow, little old me, mom of 2, sitting at home in my nursing bra. I just helped someone's acne heal and they have confidence now for the rest of their life because I said yes to sharing Labri with them. So that's my story. I guess if I were to pick a quote, it would be the one that I saw in our consultant. It's for consultants who have promoted in our group, and just a little piece on that. Like, this is the most supportive group of women I've ever experienced in my life. I had a lot of bullying go on for me when I was young in school. And so I've always been afraid of groups of women. And I've always been like, nope, I've got my 1 or 2 friends. I'm good. I'm not going to get into a group of women. That's just going to be catty and cliquey and, all those things, that experiences that I've had right in my life. But this is not that. I have experienced nothing but support and love. And it's just an amazing group of women. So anyway, the quote that comes from that group of women who are supporting women that I saw this week was, don't quit because you don't know who is waiting that you haven't even met yet, whose life is going to be changed that you haven't even met yet. So don't quit.
I love that quote. Oh my gosh, Monica, thank you for totally just jumping in there. Would you have ever done that a year ago? Just show up on a Zoom and share your story with no plan?
No, I'm an introvert. I'm very shy. When I get in a group of people, I'm the one that sits and listens and never talks. So just the fact that I'm doing this right now and that I'm comfortable getting in front of a camera and going live on Facebook, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Proof, right? That's the proof that this is like, it's so hard to put this into words or even like show people, but like embodying that feeling of like, I'm good enough, I'm important enough, I deserve this, you know, it's like all of those things that society tells us we can't have for whatever reason. It's not true. It's not true. We're here to tell you it's not true. Oh man. Okay, you guys, we went an hour and a half, which I had a feeling that was going to happen, but I'm so grateful that all 27 of us are still here. This is your time to ask questions in the chat. Do you want to know about becoming a LeBri consultant? Do you know somebody that might want to be a LeBri consultant? I mean, look at these women who turned $1 into $1,000. That's better than any stimulus check any day, right? Like that money that you actually show up for yourself with other people feels so much better than just waiting, you know, and feeling like you have no control. So if this isn't for you, we understand, but if you know somebody that this is for, please send them to a local LeBri consultant, connect them, because most of the women on this call, I personally would have never known if somebody I knew hadn't said yes, and then somebody they knew hadn't said yes, and it's all connected. It's all connected. And whether you join for $1, $49, $99, $2.99, those are our 3 kit options. I don't see any questions popping up in the chat, so that means we explained it really, really well. This video, like I said, will be available for a replay. It'll be a YouTube link, so you can just copy and paste it and send it to whoever you want. We are very proud and humbled at the same time to share our LeBri stories. So I want to thank you guys very, very much for being here on this Sunday evening. I love you all very much, and I hope you all have a good night. You can unmute and say goodbye, say good night before you hop off.
Goodbye, ladies. Love y'all.
Thank you. Love
Bye.
you
Thank you,
guys.
everybody.
Bye, ladies.
Thank
Love
you,
y'all.
ladies. Have a good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye, ladies. Have a good evening. Thank you, my friends that came. I can see you.
Nighty night.